Good evening. This is BelGeode, and we are back once more with Star Citizen. And this has been the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2950. And today we have two completely new manufacturers to the exhibition. Those manufacturers will be RSI, whose floor I'm on right now, and Origin JumpWorks. This will be the last video in the mini series that I've been doing here, so I want to get right down to it, and we'll first check out RSI's equipment before we head to the next floor and check out Origin. All right, let's get back to the internal camera here. And as usual, I do want to remind you that I'm currently using Vorpx in order to give myself a kind of VR experience. Now, when I say it like that, that should automatically throw up some question marks for you. It's not a true 3D experience, even though there is a setting in Vorpx that will allow you to geometrically create a 3D experience out of a non VR game, such as Star Citizen. However, in the tests that I just did, I ran into the same problems as a viewer had mentioned to me on a comment on one of the previous videos. And that being the lighting and shading does run into some issues. So unfortunately, it is not a setting that I can use for this. And I have to go back to the quote unquote non 3D rendered image. All right, but enough of that. We are here, so we're just going to hop right into it. What you're looking at right here is the Constellation, which at one point in time was the crowning achievement, if you will, of RSI, or Robert Space Industries. We're going to be taking a look at all three of them, the Constellation Aquila, the Constellation Andromeda, and the Constellation Phoenix, and I'll figure out which one of the three I want to go into in a moment here. And then off to the back, we've got the Auroras. The Auroras should be familiar to almost everybody who's played Star Citizen, because that is pretty much the starter vehicle. Like, if you get the cheapest package, chances are you're probably going to end up with an Aurora. But it's still a decent ship, though. And then we have the Ursa Rover on the floor below us. We're definitely going to check that out. I actually bought one of those during this sale here, and I've been driving it around Microtech, so I'm dying to show you what it looks like. It's really cool. And then, of course, we've got our holographic stuff. All right, so now that we have that set up, let us head over to the constellations, and we'll take a quick look at all three of them. And I'll try to keep the time down on the video, but you know me, I like long videos, so there is no guarantee. This could very well be another 1 hour video. But at least it'll be the last 1 hour video that you'll have to watch for this expo. All right, without further ado, let's cut the camera and head to the displays. Okay, well, first things first, let's read what they've got here. So it says, forging the way ahead. When humanity first took to the stars, it was Robert Space Industries who was there, crafting the vehicles that took them there. Now, centuries later, RSI is still dedicated to finding the ways for the Empire to go further than anyone ever thought possible. The 2950 Perseus is no exception, with its bold, innovative design leading the charge for a whole new generation of starships. Okay, well, I guess we'll take a look at the Perseus downstairs. First, let's take a look at this behemoth right here. This is, of course, one of the constellations. The podium for this is back up this way, so don't mind me. We're going to head up here really quick. All right, there we go. What are we looking at here now? This is the Constellation Aquila, or is it Aquila? I don't know, one or the other. Anyway, it is an expedition craft, so explore distant horizons. Constellation Aquila features a redesigned cockpit for maximum visibility, advanced sensors, and an onboard Ursa Rover for planetary exploration. Let's see what's out there. Nice, very nice. Okay, so if you plan on exploring the galaxy, this is probably going to be your chariot of choice. Although, truth be told, I think the entire Constellation line could use some love. I don't think that it has gotten nearly enough attention since it was first brought to the forefront many years ago. I think it's about due for a change. Oh, look at that. There's the Merlin. You might remember the Merlin from a previous video. This is the little snub fighter that basically just latches on like a parasite to the constellation. You can actually get into this thing from the inside. It's actually pretty cool. And then, of course, we've got our bay here for the Ursa Rover, so that'll put us smack dab in the center of the spacecraft. You can see everything's got that nice blue tone there. This one actually does look good, but it's not the one I really want to go into. So we'll continue checking out some of the others, but just to give you an idea of just how big this sucker is, there you go. Is it better than something like the Mercury Star Runner, which just released recently? In my opinion, no. I think the Mercury Star Runner is actually the better vehicle. But then who knows what's to happen with the Constellation once CIG decides to do their workover on it, whenever that's going to happen. All I know, it definitely could use a little bit more love. So it is what it is. All right, let's go left from here and we'll check out this particular variant. Podium is conveniently in front of me here, so we're going to walk up to it. Okay, this one is the Constellation Andromeda, which is medium freight and gunship. Constellation Andromeda is a multi-person freighter. It is the most popular ship in RSI's current production array. Constellations are beloved by smugglers and merchants alike because they're modular, high-powered, and just downright iconic looking. Well, you got that part right. It is certainly a very iconic looking vessel. Kind of has a little bit of Star Trek vibes to it. Not so much Star Wars, but yeah, it definitely harkens back to a time in my childhood, like in the 70s and the 80s, when I used to watch this show called Space 1999. Not sure how many of you actually remember that, but this definitely has those vibes there. All right, let me hop up here. This is our cargo pod, no doubt, or cargo level. And just like before with the other Constellation variant, it just pops right in there, and of course, you can access it from there. And yep, still has a little snub fighter in there. So I'm starting to wonder if all of these ships do come with the Merlin as standard. You would think, right? I know the other one that we looked at, the Aquila, said that it comes with an Ursa Rover. So if you think about it, the Ursa Rover right now, I think I got it for like $50 or something like that. And the Merlin, I forget exactly how much that costs, but probably around the same ballpark, like 50, 60, maybe $70. So if you get a ship like this and it comes with both of those, that's a pretty good deal. So yeah, that's one good reason to pick up something like this. I want to say the ship itself probably costs like about 200 or maybe close to $300, but honestly, I didn't take the time to look it up in the RSI website before I started recording here, so please don't take my word for it. All right, and which version do we have here? This is the Constellation Phoenix for touring. This is the one that I was looking for, and you're going to notice that this is a theme with this particular video. So the Touring is a dedicated luxury spacecraft for the discerning star captain. The Constellation Phoenix can be operated as an organization command ship and features a luxurious redesigned interior. Includes a hidden sensor dampened area for your most precious cargo. The Phoenix comes with a Lynx rover and a Kruger P-72 Archimedes fighter. So what does all of that mean? Well, the P-72 is the upgraded version of the Merlin. And this is it right here. You can see it definitely looks a little bit different than the one that we saw over there and on the other one. But all the same though, that does look pretty sweet. And I still can't get over just how big these things actually feel in VR. That is just incredible. Looks like everything's kind of blocked off here, so this one's definitely different. Let me see if I can enter through the front. This is the one that I really want to take a look at. All right, now, the real question is, how in the heck do I get up? I don't see a way to get up. Hold on, let me try this. Just click on a thing. Uh-oh. Whew. Okay, well, that had me worried there for a second. All right, but we are up. And let's check out the cockpit first, since we're in here. So we've got, what, our avionics on this side. Probably have more of the same on the other. This is for the turret down below. And I believe there is also a turret up above, so kind of Millennium Falcon style there. This is the office. This is where you're going to sit if you're going to fly around with your friends. And ideally, you will want to have additional people with you when flying something like this. It's not ideal for one person, unlike some of the other craft that we've seen earlier on in these recordings. But if you've got like a tight crew of a few people, maybe like 3 or 4 people with you, I think you can do some really good stuff with this. All right, and what do we have here? These appear to be bunks. Everything is a little bit dark in here. I do notice that. But yeah, that does look to be bunks. Oh, there's a table here too. Let me see if I can check out this table. Can I pop it up, perhaps? No. I know there is a way to get this table up so that it actually functions as a dining table, but I'm not finding it right now, and I don't want to take too much of your time looking for it. All right, there we go. Okay, this is the part that I wanted to show you guys. So check this out here. Is that not the sweetest bed you have ever seen in Star Citizen? Trust me, it's going to get better as this video goes along. And we've got another little cabin here. So obviously what we saw up the front was basically just the crew area. And we've got the passenger area here for our discerning passengers. Look at that little aquarium. I seem to recall getting a gift from CIG that involves either an aquarium or some fish or something like that. So I don't know if that would translate over into this craft. We got your standard airliner seating there. And actually, this looks even better than airliner. Look at the legroom. That's incredible. I love it. We've got more seating here, and oh, look at that. I guess in the distant future, people still play cards. That is nice. As long as it's not Uno. People get violent when you play Uno. Whew. All right, here is my favorite part of this ship, the bar. Look at that. Nice liquor selection here. What do we even have? Looks like bourbon, scotch, whiskey, some beer down there. I don't see any wine. Sky, I'm guessing that might be a vodka, perhaps. I don't know. And then any other amount of like alien beverages that we find out are actually alcoholic to humans. So we've got all of those options there. This, in my opinion, is the best of the 3, but that's just because this is the kind of thing that I go for. I want like a luxury yacht type thing. You may have noticed that my character is dressed in his finest today, not only because this is the last video in a mini-series, but also because I knew that I was going to be showing you all of this good stuff here. And I almost stepped into that hole there. Why isn't this covered? Where is OSHA when you need them? Holy crap. All right, I'll need to make sure I avoid that. Not quite certain what this is in here, and I really don't want to look it up right now just to find out. But I will kind of check this room out. Ooh, this one's got like a queen-size bed. Oh, this is even better. I think I found my room here. Now I just need to figure out how to steal one of the aquariums from the other rooms. That would be awesome. And if we go a little further in the back, we should run into the little snub fighter. Let me make sure there's no gotchas here. So yes, in this part of the ship, even though it's really dark, you'll see the snub fighter is right there. So we can easily just hop in that thing and pop off the bottom and defend this ship just in case pirates decide to get a little bit froggy. So there you have it. That is the constellation. In particular, with this one, the constellation Phoenix. And I almost fell in that dang hole again. You saw that, right? All right, so we're gonna head back around the front here. And let's see, is this our airlock? Yes, it is. Okay, so we're gonna head back downstairs. Oh, you know what? I think this is the bathroom here. I should probably take a quick look at that. Whoa. Yep, this would be the bathroom. Kind of looks like a porta pot in this thing. Not sure how I feel about that, but we're done with this one. So that is all the Constellation spacecraft. So now we are going to head over to the side rooms. I always feel like that thing wants to chop my head off. Whew. All right, so I need to figure out where first we have to go. I want to say it might be that way, or maybe it's that way. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. But for now, you know what I've got to do. I need to put myself in a lovely position like right here. And we'll go back to that outside camera. All right. And I will be right back with the next set of RSI spaceships. So don't go anywhere. Okay, so we are just outside the Aurora room, so we'll take a quick look at that. There's not too much that I want to tell you about the Aurora because, like I said, if you are familiar with Star Citizen at all, and if you bought into it at any point in time with a starter package, there's a good possibility that you may have chosen this one. I think they were running a special on it at some point in time where you could get it for like ridiculously cheap along with the game package itself. So most people who started out who didn't have like a lot of money to invest into Star Citizen, this is what you started out with, the Aurora. Not a bad little ship. It's obviously small, and it's definitely a starter ship, that's for sure. But as far as starter ships go, you know, it's still basically the jack of all trades. It can do it all. I mean, it's not going to do everything absolutely fantabulously, but, you know, it will at least give you the kind of start that you need as you're getting to learn the game and how to do things in it and so on and so forth. Now, this is actually one of the more upgraded versions of the Aurora. You'll notice it's got like a ton of missiles there, and of course the green paint job gives it away. That's definitely not default. Default is usually like gray. Let's see what the podium reads here. All right, this is the LN variety, which is a light fighter. More robust shield, pair of additional weapon hardpoints, Legionnaire. The Legionnaire? I thought it was LN. Oh, I guess that's what LN stands for. Duh. Legionnaire is a dedicated combat fighter built to handle any obstacle the universe can throw at you. So there you go. Can't really go wrong if you were to start out with this ship. Although if you do have a little bit more money, you might want to pick up something like what I got. The one that I showed you, I think it was in the last video, the Reliant Kori, or the Reliant Tana for that matter. That one's also pretty good too as far as starter ships go. This is the MR. Does it say what MR stands for? That's also a light fighter. Perhaps you're looking for something that offers carrying capacity but has combat capabilities too. The Aurora Marquis comes with a pair of bearing quality lasers and high quality gun cooler system. Okay. So considering the fact that it is a starter craft, you can tell that you could still add some stuff to it to make it somewhat formidable. Although it's still a starter craft, which means it's probably going to go boom relatively easy. All right, and what is this version here that we're looking at? Aurora LX, the deluxe version. Okay, built for the discerning pilot. They love that word, discerning. That's going to be the word of this video. You notice that there'll be like one particular word that I use a lot in a given video. Discerning is going to be this one. All right, never forgets where he or she came from. The LX features patent leather interior to guarantee comfort for those long stretches in the deep black. Now I have questions. If this one's got patent leather interior, what do the others have? Wood? I don't know about that. All right, so we have a couple more on the other side. We'll check those out in a second. You may have noticed when I first started this video, the commercial in the background that was playing was for a craft called the Mantis. This is it. Now, you may also be wondering, what exactly is a Mantis? What does it do for you? Well, let's say you are the not so lawful type, and you're kind of running low on cash, and maybe you want to like grab some quick goods that you can then turn around on the black market. However, you don't have any cargo on you. Well, maybe you and your not so lawful friends might want to use this craft to pull a cargo ship out of quantum, or as I like to call it, hyperspace. You can tell I'm a Star Wars fan, right? So yeah, stops ships dead. Ugh, that's difficult to say. Stops ships dead in their tracks with RSI's premium quantum enforcement chip. The Mantis features a tailor-made quantum enforcement device from Waytech, capable of ripping ships out of QT, quantum travel, with its quantum snare. That's an awful lot of quantums in this description here. And preventing hasty escapes with its, you guessed it, quantum dampener. So yeah, I'm sure there are legit uses for this, like maybe police, tracking down smugglers on known hyperlane routes or whatever they call it in Star Citizen. But yeah, I foresee most players using this for the dark side. Wonder if we can take a quick look inside here, because I'll admit this is one ship that I have not seen before. Is this like the Constellation where I've got to click it? No. So how do I get up there then? Oh, wait. Oh, that's the rent thing. I don't want the rent thing. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's this? There we go. That's our lift. It's a weird place to put a button. Okay. We are on board the Mantis, and as you can see, it seats one. That is pretty much the only space that they've got here. So even if you are looking to do some space piracy and you manage to take a giant cargo ship out of quantum travel, where are you going to store your booty? Certainly not in here. There's not enough space unless you're going to just stack everything up on your bed. But it'll be interesting to see how players do utilize this. Will they travel alone, or will they travel with a group of their friends in much larger ships? Or what? So there you go. That is it. And wait a minute. This is the other button. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll stand directly in the center because I don't want to get cut here. And we'll click down. It's a very odd combination of buttons, if I should say so myself. But hey, whatever works. All right. So that is the Mantis. And we can take a brief look at the last two Auroras that we have over here. And then that's pretty much it for the RSI floor, with the exception of what we've got downstairs, that being the Ursa Rover, and of course, whatever they've got in the holograms. Now, this one almost looks like the original Aurora. I don't know, it's been so long since I've flown an Aurora. Aurora ES, modern day descendant of Robert Space Industries X-7 spacecraft. I love the fact that Robert Space Industries has all this lore as well too, which tested the very first jump engines. Utilitarian to a T, the Aurora is a perfect beginner's ship. What it lacks in style, it makes up for in ample room for upgrade modules. So there you go. I'm not going to poo-poo on a ship like this because, honestly, even though it's been forever since I have flown something like this, I could see where someone brand new might come into this thing and actually get a lot of use and make a lot of memories with a ship like this. So I will never say a truly bad word about the Aurora because it does have its place in the verse. All right, and this is the last variant. Let's see what this is real quick here. Okay, this is the CL, and CL stands for Clipper. Aurora Clipper is a perfect vessel for aspiring entrepreneurs and seasoned traders alike, swapping a smaller power plant and armor capabilities for an expanded cargo capacity. The Clipper ups the ante for personal merchant craft. Although, if you're going to do that, I would hope you're also upgrading your engines. You'd probably want to go fast, considering the fact that there is not much to this ship, and something like that can pull you out of quantum travel, and then you're in a world of hurt, aren't you? Let's take a quick look inside here. Can I, or is that the rent thing? Enter ship, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we'll crawl on board, and this is the interior. Surprisingly, the interior is a little bit bigger than people might imagine. Of course, I say that with a grain of salt because there's really not that much space, but you can see even the cockpit itself is rather roomy. Remember, I'm standing about 6 feet tall here. Technically, I'm sitting, but I have my height in VR adjusted to my proper height if I were standing up. But yeah, you can see that I've got a fair amount of space above me, so this ceiling's probably about 7 foot, thereabouts. It's not bad. It's not bad at all for such a tiny bird. And we've got a little bed area here. And I think the lights are flickering on and off, so we'll just back up so we don't affect that. But yeah, you can see where you sleep. Not much to this thing. There is no toilet, however, so hate to disappoint you. If you are looking for a starter ship with a toilet, you might want to look into the Reliant Tana. That's going to be your best bet. All right, but that is it for the RSI ships. So we've got the Aurora, we've got the Mantis, and of course the constellations that we saw outside. So let's go downstairs really quick. We'll check out the Ursa Rover and everything that they have in the holograms, and then we'll move on to the next floor, which is going to be the Lap of Luxury. And I'll explain more about that later. Okay, and we are downstairs, and off to my right, you can see the Ursa Rover. This is the vehicle that I ended up buying, this as well as the PTV. You know the one I'm talking about, the gray cat. So yes, I ended up purchasing one of these guys here in addition to the gray cat because, well, I kind of wanted something that I could explore the planet with. Alright, so let's take a quick look at ye old Ursa Rover here. One of the things that I like about it is the fact that it's got wheels. Even though the hovering ones are a pretty good gimmick as far as ground vehicles go, I do like my big old SUVs. And that's basically what this thing is. It's a big old SUV. Not only that, but it's also got a little turret. And as you can see, the turret can be stowed off to the side. This comes in very handy when you're trying to load this sucker onto a ship. What this basically means is it fits with ease inside my new Freelancer Max. I'm so glad that I upgraded to the Freelancer Max because this and the Max are the perfect combination. The only thing that I can complain about is the fact that in order for me to travel around the verse with this little guy inside of the Freelancer Max, I first have to spawn either the ship or the ground vehicle, park it somewhere, and then spawn the other. And what I've typically been doing is spawning the Ursa Rover first and just like parking it under a tree somewhere close by. And then I spawn the ship, park the ship next to the Ursa Rover, so that way I can hop into the rover and basically run it up the back ramp. That's a pain in the butt, I'm going to tell you right now. What I would love to see CIG do, I would love to see where if you have both of these, the Ursa Rover and the Freelancer Max, can we link them together so that it will always spawn with the rover inside, or at least give me the option to have it not spawn that way. Normally this door will open up for me, but oh, see, there it goes. All right, so yeah, pretty standard fare. You've got 2 seats in there. I really don't know if the co-pilot, if you will, can utilize the turret, but I know the pilot can definitely utilize the turret. I have tested that, and the turret is pretty snappy. It does have some power to it. All right, are you going to let me out now, or am I going to be trapped in here? That's the real question. With no way to interact, I just got to wait for it to kind of do its thing here. Or I could hop into the seat, and then when I get out of the seat, it will allow me to get out of the craft. All right, there you go. Pretty standard fare. It looks like a land vehicle. It definitely does. I like it. I really, really like it. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here. And we'll see if it will allow me to move. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I guess they didn't anticipate people standing in the cockpit and just jawing on about the vehicle itself. But suffice to say, this is my absolute favorite of the current ground vehicles that are available for Star Citizen. If you got the extra bucks, I would highly recommend you pick it up, provided, of course, you've got a ship that you can put it in. We already know it fits in the Freelancer Max, and apparently it also fits in the Constellation. I want to say it will also fit in the Mercury Star Runner. Actually, you might be able to fit 2 of them in there, given the size of that cargo bay, but it's been a few days since I've seen one, so don't take my word for it. All right, last thing I'm going to do is hold my head here, so that way you can pause the video and read everything that's there. Oh, look at that. He's got a backpack. That's cool. All right. Well, moving on. Let's check out the holograms over here. So I'm actually going to run. Yeah, I know. I said I've only got 1 speed, and here I go running. You'll have to forgive me this time. But that way we can take a look at this really quickly, because I do want to show you the origin floor, because that's where the lap of luxury is. All right, so first ship that we've got here. What is this? And I really wish these quest announcements would go away. That's just so annoying. All right, this is the Rsi Polaris. I've been hearing quite a bit about this ship. It's a Corvette type of ship. Not quite sure how I feel about the design, but I'm sure that it will have its use. This I will read for you. It says the Polaris is a nimble Corvette class capital ship that packs a powerful punch with a full armament of turrets and torpedoes. Intended for use both as a naval patrol ship and to serve as the flagship of militia operations, the Polaris has the capacity to perform search and rescue operations, light strike missions, and general security patrols. The Polaris includes the facilities to repair, rearm, and refuel a single fighter, light bomber, or support ship. So I guess the real question is, why would I want something like this? All the same, though, it does look interesting. All right, let's move on to the next one. Seem to be losing a little bit of FPS here. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. But as long as I'm still moving, and as long as the video is still coming out, I will keep recording. All right, what is this? This is the Perseus. Okay, so they've been making a big deal about this Perseus here. It is a gunship. When RSI set out to make the definitive modern statement in persuasive prevention, they looked into their own past to the historic gunships designated Perseus, capable of shredding subcapital class Goliaths. The mere presence of a Perseus gunship in a blockade or patrol squad is enough to make your most aggressive enemies think twice before engaging, just like its vintage namesake. So, am I to assume somebody's going to have a Medusa for this Perseus to go up against? I don't know. I've always rooted for Medusa myself, but that's just me. And we are definitely losing FPS here. I do not know what's going on with this, but we're going to see if we can fight through it. Head over to the last ship. All right, this is another Constellation variant. Well, which one is this? The Taurus. Okay, what makes the Taurus any different from any of the others that we've seen so far? Medium freight, Enjoy the adventure of multi-crew Constellation on a budget. The Constellation Taurus is a dedicated freighter, fully configurable but without all the bells and whistles. The Taurus is a great way to get started with crewed ships. Okay. Hmm. I'll be honest with you folks, I'm not that impressed. I think the Phoenix is the best of the constellations. There, I said it. Fight me. All right, let's get out of here because for some strange reason, this entire area has just dropped my FPS tremendously. That is unusual because usually in Star Citizen, I get really good FPS. So I don't know what exactly the problem is there. But I will say this, we are done with this floor. So let me turn myself around over here. I think this is a good place for me to take a quick break. And when we come back, what we will do, there we go, is we will head downstairs to the next level, which is going to be Origin Jumpworks. Now, just to forewarn you, I did check it out last night just to kind of get an idea as to what I wanted to make video of. There are a couple of really big ships there and not much else. There's like maybe a couple of tiny ships. That's really it. But either way, we're going to see that, well, in a moment. Alrighty, folks, and we are back. We are now on the second level, which is where Origin Jumpworks has their display. So we're going to be looking at some of the more iconic ships that Origin has. For example, the ship that you're currently seeing on the screen behind me, the 100 series, which, by the way, is brand new. And pretty much all of us got a chance to test that puppy out. We actually have it attributed to our account, so we can now fly it around for a brief period of time until they decide to take it back. We're also going to be checking out the 300 series as well as the mega yachts, as I like to call them. And as you can see, my friend here, she's already pretty impressed by what Origin has to offer, aren't you? I don't know what to say. I guess she's speechless. Yep, she certainly seems to be speechless. And by the way, I absolutely love your hair. Love it. All right, I will stop bothering you now. Let's head upstairs and we are going to check out the Goliaths that are placed in the center of the ball. Okay, so this is the map that we've got for this floor, and I'm thinking we're probably going to do things slightly differently. What I want to do is I actually want to start downstairs so we can check out the 100i, the M50, and whatever they've got in the holograms there. And then we'll come back upstairs and we'll do the side rooms. So we'll start with like the 325, basically the 300 series. And then we'll head over to the 600 series because the 600 Touring is the one that I really want to show you. However, let's not forget the giant white elephant in the room, the 890 Jump. We're saving that one for last because I'll be honest with you folks, I toured that one last night and that's going to take a while for me to show you everything. I might not even be able to show you everything that this thing has. But we're going to start downstairs. So once again, I'm going to cut the camera and we'll be right back. Okay, so we are now downstairs, as you can see, and this is the 100 series, or the 100i to be precise. So let me run over here and I'll read this to you as I have been. So it's a touring, it's a starter. Tour the universe with the perfect coupling of luxury and performance. The 100i features Origin Jumpworks' patented AIR fuel system, making it the most efficient and eco-friendly ship on the market. Capable of long-distance flights that most ships of its size aren't equipped for, the 100i is perfect for solo pilots looking to turn heads without sacrificing functionality or reliability. So yes, I actually tried this one out last night because I realized that it was attributed to my account. It is a single seater, so you're not going to carry much with it. However, if we go inside there, you can see there is a little bit of living space. Not much at all, but there is definitely a little bit of living space in here. So yeah, it's a cool ship to just kind of ride around the solar system and so on, just to kind of travel for the sake of traveling. So there you go. That is the 100i. That's pretty much all I need to show you about this one. And let's check out this side here. Okay, so we have this little birdie right here. As you can tell, this is a racer. This is definitely a racing ship. This is the M50 Interceptor. If you want to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible and with as much style as possible, then Origin's M50 is for you, featuring supercharged engines that counter a tiny weapons loadout. The M50 is a ship for going fast. Yeah, this baby even looks fast. Just look at the design there. Interesting little bit of trivia. If you happen to go to the planet Hurston, I believe it is, and go into the spaceport that they've got there, you will actually see one of these suckers on display. It kind of reminds me of like an F-18 Hornet. Even the gear is definitely reminiscent of a Hornet, but obviously this thing is not bred for combat like the real world FA-18 Hornet is. This is just pure speed. But I imagine that in capable hands, you can probably do some damage with it while you're looking stylish. All right, let's check out the display hall where the holograms are. Hopefully the FPS in there is better than it was upstairs. I'm not sure what happened in that hall, but that's actually the first time that I've seen such FPS loss in Star Citizen. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. All right, so what do we have in here? I think there's only two things on display, and hey, look, it's a ground vehicle. Very nice. This is definitely not the Ursa Rover, that's for sure. This is the Origin G12A, and its focus is on combat. Now, I bet the A probably has something to do with anti-air. Combines military might of Origin's unique approach to high-end engineering designed for all offensive ground-based operations. It's the ideal partner for long-range perimeter patrols, intercepting assailants, and exploring dangerous new locales. There you go. To be honest with you, not really my cup of tea, but I do think it looks kind of cool, though. I will give it that. It does have cool points. And I believe there should be a sister vehicle then over on this side. Yep, sure enough. All right, so let's check this one out. This one definitely looks like it's got a turret on the top instead of missiles, but other than that, the design looks identical. This is just the standard G12. Trek to the edge of the galaxy with confidence thanks to Origin's trademark build quality and design. Built with the most extreme environments in mind, the G12 suits all types of planetary travel from traversing tundras to sightseeing. So there you go. This would probably be a cool thing to have in like the bottom of your luxury yacht, which we're about to take a look at, and just like pop it out the bottom and load up all your passengers and go for a little sightseeing tour around the planet. So yeah, pretty good job by Origin, if I should say so. Still not really my cup of tea, but hey, you know, I can see where some people might really enjoy a vehicle like that. Me, I will always be an Ursa Rover man myself. All right, so as we're making our way back upstairs, I am going to cut the camera. And when we come back, we're going to take a look at the 300 series, and then, of course, its bigger sister ships. So, don't go away. I shall return. Okay, so now we are in the 300i room, and you know what? I never did read you Origin's little blurb, so experience the next level. Always pushing the limits of performance, Origin Jumpworks produces vehicles for those who demand more. More speed, more beauty, more power, more luxury. Their fleet of high-performance vehicles leaves nothing to chance, with every detail considered down to the last bolt, which leaves you free to enjoy the ride. All right, so Let's see what we have here. I know there are 3 in this room and 1 in the next room that we're going to be heading to. So we're just going to take a quick survey at the variants here. We'll start with this guy right here. I like the color scheme. Would be better if it had like a little bit of purple or whatnot, but you know what? I'm not going to complain too much. Certainly a nice craft, and this, I guess you could think of this kind of like a starter. It's more like one step up, or I guess an advanced starter. This is the A model, the 325A for interdiction. Just because it's a rough galaxy doesn't mean you need to sacrifice your comfort. The 325A can come out on top in any dogfight. 325A features an advanced weapon payload as well as custom targeting system designed especially for the 325 by Will Zopp. All right, so there we go. This is the ship if you want to be stylish while you take down enemies. You'll notice that's a recurring theme with Origin. Everything has to be stylish. Howdy, sir. I'll let you pass. All right, so now we've got another variant here. And this one looks like it's loaded for bear as well. I see missiles under the wings. I see guns. And wait a minute, that is not a gun at all. What is that? Is that what I think that is? Is that a tractor beam? Huh. Well, we're going to have to check out the podium and see what it says about this one. All right, this is the 315P, and it is a pathfinder. So exploration is man's highest calling. Prepare to chart distant horizons with man's most sophisticated piece of technology, the Origin 315P. Featuring a more robust power plant and a custom scanning package exclusively designed by Chimera Communications. I don't know what this is then. Is this the scanner? Is that kind of like the Tomcat's TCS camera system there? Or is it actually a tractor beam? I don't know. I really don't know. I thought it might have been, but I could be wrong. All right, let's check out the last one in this room. Then we'll move on to the next room. And the conveniently placed podium is right here, so go ahead and read that. This is the 350R for racing. Combination of Ganglari BP707 standard power plant with a 300i fuselage, re-engineered to accommodate twin hammer propulsion HM 4.3 thrusters, makes the 350R the fastest personal craft you will ever call your own. And it looks like it's also got missiles and guns. Pretty cool design. I thought about getting one of the 300 series when I was first starting out in Star Citizen. I'm not quite sure why I didn't. It is, from my understanding, a pretty versatile ship. But I don't know. I guess it's not unusual enough for me, which is probably why I ultimately ended up going with like the Avenger and then eventually the Reliant series of craft. All right, so let's hop over to the next room. I'm not going to run the whole way. We're just going to cut the camera from here. Okay, so we are now in the next room, and you can see there is another 300 series craft, and there's a smaller craft there that we're going to take a look at first. But the belle of the ball in this room is definitely that 600i that's smack dab in the center there. So that is ultimately where we're going to end up in this room, because I got a chance to try that last night, and I think I'm in love. Okay, so first things first, we'll check out the little baby in the room here. Now, this one does not have any amenities at all. I actually tried this one out last night as well. It is pure fighter. That's all there is to this thing. It is pure fighter. Definitely single-seater. No beds, no toilets, light weapons, and so on and so forth. Yeah, this is the one when you just want to go out there with an itch to scratch and you want your lasers to do the scratching for you. That's it. That's all there is to this thing. Let's see what it says on the podium about it here. All right, so this little guy here is the 85X Limited, Elegantly styled, meticulously constructed, 85X is versatile and comprehensive away vessel that features precision control in and out of atmosphere, utilizing much of the same thruster technology as the 300 series. It has the power of a racer with the reliability of a touring ship. Whether descending down to the planet's surface or taking in the sights of your system, this runabout continues Origin's proud tradition of turning heads. So there you go. If you want to turn heads, this is the craft for you. Okay, now we've already seen a bunch of 300s, so that's pretty much the only look I'm going to give you at that 300 because I want to check out this Goliath here. This is the bird right here. Now, needless to say, these are pricey. These are very pricey. I'm talking real life currency here. Very pricey. But eventually, I would hope that I can, just through gameplay and saving up in game currency, I may be able to actually afford one of these guys. Can't fly it alone, though. You definitely need a crew, at least 3 or 4 people, I would imagine, in order to really make this thing worthwhile. But as you'll see inside, there is so much more to this thing. All right, so it is a multi-role luxury vessel from Origin Jumpworks and features an exquisitely detailed hull design that balances performance and versatility in a sleek and timeless form. 600i is designed with a cutting-edge modular technology, allowing you to customize your ship for your needs. So let's say, for example, you fancy being Han Solo in the Star Citizen universe. I would imagine that eventually we'll be able to do that. Look at this landing strut. Wow, that's pretty big. That is pretty big. And there's double that on the back. What we're looking at here, I think this is a hole to where like the living area is. Not quite certain why that is the way it is, but you know what? I'll go with it. And then of course, we can get in the ship by going through this right here. So it's called the elevator. It's going to take a little while to get down. Or not. Maybe it doesn't want to come down. Unless there's somebody in there that's playing around. Yeah, it could be. All right. So I hope you're ready to hop on board the 600i because I sure am. Let's go to the lower deck first. So, yes, be prepared to be amazed with this ship. This is one of the things that I like about Origin, is their style, their class. Like, let's go to the front here. You can see the master suite, which is this right here. You've got plants, presumably real plants, kind of hydroponically grown. You've got a little desk area with your books and, of course, liquor because, well, you can't read without liquor, right? Right? Somebody back me up on this one here. You got your cigars. It's your ship. If you want to smoke in it, by all means, go ahead. And you got your little journal there. And the pièce de résistance, the bed. This is probably a full or queen size bed. Actually, it looks more like a queen size bed. The pillows are kind of weird, but if that's the worst thing I can complain about, yeah. Actually, there is another thing I can complain about. You see this beautiful bay window that we've got here in the front? This does not darken at all. It is not mirrored on the outside or anything like that. So, let's say you brought a friend or two over and you're kind of, Netflixing and chilling. Anybody who happens to fly past in a spaceship can see in here. Not quite sure how I feel about that. But there is a more private area here. As you can see, this is the bathroom. And I want to say this is the shower area. Let's open it up here. Yep. We've got shower, we've got toilet. So yeah, pretty standard fare, albeit considerably more luxurious. And it even tells you the temperature. Look at that. Ambient temperature, 22.5 centigrade. Nice. Love the medicine cabinet too. It's got the aftershave and all that good jazz. That's pretty neat. That is really neat. And typical of all Star Citizen mirrors, they're made for vampires. You can't see yourself. Okay, so that's the master suite, or the captain's quarters if you prefer. And we're going to head to the living space here. So this is the area that we saw from the outside. You can walk on this. It is glass, as you can see. And even though there's really nothing to show except the show floor below, it is pretty impressive if you happen to be like flying over a planet, which of course I tried last night. You can see the planet right through there. So it's like a glass bottom boat almost. All right, and I believe the crew quarters are all back here. There's the rear elevator, so we're gonna go this way. There it is. Okay, so we've got the crew quarters here. You can see rather modest, but still luxurious in their own right. The bed is neat. They've got their own personal couches and so on and so forth. There's a common area in the center here. And if we go further back, these weird looking things are actually escape pods. So your crew can get away safely. And look at the bathroom here. There is actually 2 bathrooms. So you've got the one on this side here, which for some strange reason does not have a mirror, but it does have a very large shower area and a separate toilet area. So that's a plus. I like that. And then, of course, the identical bathroom on this side here. And there's your closet where you can hang up your uniforms and so on. Because if you're going to be on my luxury yacht, you better be wearing uniform. Everybody's going to have purple uniforms. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. As a matter of fact, hold on, I've got to change the camera view here. If I can get everybody in my crew, whether they be NPC crew or actual players that are flying around with me, to dress in something similar to this, I will be a happy captain. That's all I will say. All right, no, seriously, they don't have to dress like that because I like to be an original. I don't want anybody copying my style. Are you crazy? All right, but that is it for this level. That's pretty much all that I can show you on this floor. So we've got options. We could either take the elevator or we could take the fancy stairs. Let's take the fancy stairs, only because I like the plants and I am always a huge fan of spiral staircases. Not so keen on this glass railing, however. That seems a little bit questionable, but we'll let it slide. Okay, so this is, of course, the elevator shaft. Again, we are going towards the back of the ship. And we've got 2 things that we can look at here. First off is the common area, the bar and dining area, I'm presuming. So again, we've got a little window, only instead of looking down at the planet, you're actually looking down at the room below. You got all the liquor, and I mean all the liquor. And then if we go over here, whoops, keep forgetting that's there. So as we come down here, from the back of the ship, you can see the stars around you. So again, if you were to like flip the ship over in orbit, so that way you've got a commanding view of the planet, this will be the best seat in the house. You can just kind of park yourself over here, sit down, and just take in the beauty that is outer space. All right, so, did I miss anything? I think I did, yes. I'm telling you, there's so much to show you in this ship. It's just incredible. All right, so down here, we've got your standard TV living area here. And since it is Star Citizen, there is a pool table. And this one finally looks like a regulation pool table. I was starting to get worried about Star Citizen there for a second, but no, I think you've just redeemed yourself. It even comes with pool cues. I don't believe we can interact with any of this stuff as of yet, but hopefully at some point in time we will, because that would be an excellent little downtime while you're traveling from planet to planet. So this is our official dining area. You can see it's really only got 3 seats, but we're assuming that the rest of our passengers might want to chill out over there or something. And we've got more liquor here and a large kitchen. I did check the fridge. You can interact with it. Not that you would really need to, because after all, this is a video game. Okay, That is one of the server rooms. I'm deliberately not going in there because there is a bug where I don't know if it's this room or the other room. I want to say it's the room behind that door there. There's no air in there. That shouldn't affect me today because, well, we're on the planet. But I found out the hard way last night and almost lost my life trying to go into the engineering section. That's a little thing that I do believe they're going to need to fix. Okay, but that is everything for the back half of the craft. Not much more to see on the front half. Of course, the cockpit, which is what I'm going to show you next. But let's take a quick look in here. Not quite sure what this room is supposed to be. I'm pretty sure that, okay, it does say suit armor, so there should be like some kind of storage locker there. It appears to not be there, and there is a hole in it. If you look at certain angles, you'll see the innards of the ship. So that's incomplete. Not sure how that one passed muster there, CIG. Might want to go back to the drawing board on that, but again, like everything else in this game, it is all a work in progress. This is where your passengers would sleep, so we've got the bathroom here. It's not nearly as fancy as the captain's bathroom, or even the crew bathroom for that matter. As a matter of fact, it's really dark in here. I'm not going to go hunting for the light switch. But you've got a decent-sized bed, at least, and you've got a little closet there. Now, there are 3 other rooms that are pretty much identical, so we'll just kind of peek in there. You'll see that one there, and you'll see this one there, only reversed. And the same thing over here, only reversed. So there you go. You've got room for at least 4 passengers. Ideally 8, thinking that your passengers are going to be couples. We'll just go with that. All right. Here are some more escape pods, presumably for the crew themselves. Captain, of course, will go down with the ship, because that's what we're supposed to do, right? Nah, I'll be the first in the escape pod. Watch me. Bet. All right, and finally we have the bridge. I really like this bridge. It's sleek. The visibility is just absolutely outstanding. Even the seat itself looks comfy as all get out. When I flew this thing last night, which hopefully I'll remember to put the video footage of that up at a later time, this felt so good. I actually did not want to go to the outside camera. I just wanted to stay in the inside camera and just check out the scenery around me. So awesome. So awesome. All right, but all of that we have just seen is the 600i. And as you can see, this thing is stylish. It is for the discerning, there's that word again, pilot who wants to travel around with his friends in style, or wants to make some money by basically being a luxury yacht. Okay, so we will get out of the ship. We'll take a last look on the way down. Beautiful ship, beautiful ship. Out of everything that Origin makes, this one is honestly my favorite. So like I said, I hope at some point in time I will be able to get one. Not thinking about purchasing it with real world cash, however. I don't have that kind of money to dump into a game like this. But I would love to work my way up in the verse and eventually captain one of these babies. All right, so now that we are done with this, we still have the big behemoth in the center stage. So we are going to head back there, and we are going to check out the 890 jump, and that will be the last thing that we do for this video. So I'll be right back. So this is it. The belle of the ball, the white elephant in the room, the crown jewels, if you will, for Origin JumpWorks. This is the infamous 890 jump. I have to admit, when I first saw this ship, my initial question was, why would any player want to have something like this? it's basically a mega yacht. And then I really started thinking about it, and I started remembering my own childhood. I used to have subscriptions to Boating Magazine and so on. And I was that kid that actually wanted to have a mega yacht. So you know what? I can't fault anyone for it because this is definitely one beautiful piece of machinery. Now, there is a lot going on in this, so I'm really going to try and breeze through this because I'm pretty sure this video may end up being the longest of the videos that I've put up so far. But considering this is also the last video in the mini series, hopefully you can forgive me for this one time. One thing I will tell you, however, you'll notice that there are little cargo bays there. This is the one where you can actually put a ground vehicle in the bottom, and that will allow you to traverse any terrain. I'm trying to remember which one of these is the opening. It might be this one here. All right, let's see if we can get this puppy to open up. Call elevator. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So yeah, this thing, out of all the ships that we've seen here, think about like the Reclaimer and some of the other things that I've shown you in this series. All of those were able to fit in here with ease. This one just barely made it. So yeah, this just takes size to a whole new level. This is almost capital ship size here. All right, where do we want to go first? Oh, we don't really have an option. We just have go up. Elevators are still a little wonky, kind of pushing me down, which it really shouldn't be doing if I were on an elevator. But you can see this is a pretty long shaft to get up to where we need to. And here we are. Now, the first thing you're immediately going to notice is the lighting is so much different in this one than it was in the 600. And honestly, that's the major reason why I prefer the 600 over this one, aside from the fact that the 600 is just considerably cheaper. So we've got little docking collars and so on here. You can see it right there. I'm not going to walk out there because that's probably going to be a very bad idea. You've got your escape pods and whatnot. And there's pretty much the same thing on the other side, so I'll forego going up there. All right, this is our main foyer. Gotta say it fancy like that. It's a foyer. As you can see, you've got the gardens over there, the gardens over there. Still a little bit of lighting bugs here and there. You'll notice that right away. This, I believe, is artwork. I don't believe this is a door. Oh, no. It's a door that happens to double as artwork. That's even better. And yeah, artwork is definitely the hallmark for this ship. Now, remember the aquarium that I showed you earlier in this episode? That ain't nothing. Look at this. Holy crap. That is one heck of an aquarium. Not too keen on the bed, though. It looks rather plain Jane. I actually prefer the one in the 600. And as we go through this ship, you're going to see those major differences between this ship and the other ship that lead me to prefer the 600 over this one. I'm not going to go over there because that's pretty much identical to the room that we were just in. We are, however, going to go to this little central area here. This is the equivalent to the living space that we saw before, except it's missing a TV. And what do we have over here? Oh, this is more escape pods. If you want like a life raft on your craft, there you go. There's your life raft. You can get all your passengers out. Does this open up? I don't think this does. Oh, no. That's an elevator. Okay, I don't want an elevator. All right, I'm going to show you that in a second here. I just want to sneak over here to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, it's another escape raft. Okay, so on this floor, what really makes this craft highly bougie, if I can say so, look at this. That's a hot tub, or at least it's supposed to be a hot tub. I don't know if it actually bubbles. I don't think it does. But you can see there's a waterfall in there. Now imagine you being in space and think about all the things that you need to supply, you know, like food and oxygen and so on and so forth. Water for bathing and toilets and whatnot. And you've got the kind of money that you can pour into something like this. A waterfall that goes nowhere to a hot tub that appears to have coral in the bottom. If that's not the absolute definition of being bougie, I don't know what is. Okay, so we got showers over here. I'm pretty sure there's probably toilets around somewhere, but I'm not going to go looking for them. This, however, is a sauna. Already you can tell this has a sauna vibe, and I'm just getting hot just like hanging out in there. Whew! I know it's a game and everything, but dang, it's a little too realistic for me. Okay, this is the elevators. There are several elevators in this thing, you will notice. I want to say this is where our toilets might be. Maybe it's just the changing stall. Yeah, it looks like it's just the changing stall. So no toilets just yet. And if you think that hot tub was bad enough, holy crap, have I got news for you. There is a full-size Olympic pool. And remember, I'm in VR. It does, in fact, feel like a full-size Olympic pool. Of course, here's the best part. In Star Citizen, we cannot yet swim. Go figure. Alright, so that is everything on this side here. I don't believe there's anything further than the pool, so we can probably head upstairs now. Normally I'd take the elevator, but I kind of like these stairs, so... Alright, so we've got like the halfway point there. There's a nice little sculpture. Yeah, you can tell this thing is branded for luxury. And on this floor, what is this? Spa, pool, hangar, foyer. Okay. Kind of gives me an idea as to where we are. Oh, look at that. Here's another one of these rooms. This one actually has a better layout, and I love the lighting in here. Would love it even more if it was purple, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. And they remembered the chessboard. All right. I love that. And I'm assuming that we've got the same thing on the opposite side. All right, that's where we came from. Just kind of peek in there. Yep, same thing on this side. So we're going to continue heading forward. Ah, here's the toilets. Okay, so why would you put the toilets on the floor above where the sauna and all of that is? That doesn't make much sense to me, but whatevs. Okay, so we found the bar. Gotta have a bar in a ship like this, because, well, with all these passengers that we're carrying around, they're all going to want to have something to drink. You will notice that there are those large bay windows and all the light is spilling in. It's not nearly as impressive when you're sitting inside of an expo hall, but when you're in space and actually flying around planets and so on, it looks pretty dang good. I will give it that. So yeah, and I think there should be a dining room coming up next. Yep, this is it. This is the dining room. So yes, if you have aspirations of basically being the cruise liner in space, this is the ship for you. And granted, since it is not cheap, I sincerely hope you also have a pretty decent crew to go with it. And look at that. Here's the Thanksgiving-style dinner table. I can almost picture Darth Vader on the one end and Han Solo pulling his gun out. Little Star Wars reference there for you. I'm sure you probably caught it if you're watching this channel. You realize that happens a lot. All right, so we are looking towards the fore of the ship, towards the bow. So that section there that we're looking at, all of that is the hangar, or at least the landing platform. So you would bring your smaller ship there, and you can then pull it down below that to the hangar space. And we're going to see if we can locate that really quick. It's obviously not on this floor, it's on the floor below us. I believe there is a service entrance, you know, for our employees that are wait staff and bar staff. I think this might be it. Yes. Yep. So there is our restaurant thing, you know, where we put in our orders and whatnot. And then from here, we can go down to the crew kitchen. So we will also locate the hangar on that floor. All right, so there we go. And we're going to head down. We want crew kitchen. Need some elevator music in this. All right, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, pretty big crew kitchen here. And if we open up, we've got other areas that we can access. These are all basically crew areas. I'm not quite sure what this is. Let's open that up. Okay, that's the crew berth. So this is basically where the crew lives. You can see we've got bathrooms for the crew as well. So apparently, you've got to have considerably more people to crew this thing. I mean, you figure it's a luxury yacht, so yeah, you probably want to have as many people as possible that are going to play the part of crew. And if the unthinkable should happen and you need to bail out, these are your escape pods right there. And look at that. Crew even gets a pool table too. And it's a regulation pool table. That's even better. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, and let's see what we've got over here. We're still trying to find that hangar after all. Airlock. Okay, this is the hangar. Now, I made the mistake of jumping down here when I first tested this thing out yesterday. Do me a favor, don't jump down there. Trust me when I tell you, just don't jump down there. You'll have a hell of a time trying to get out. However, let's see if we can open the hangar doors and call the elevator. Alright, so that should lighten this place up considerably once the doors actually open up. So there you go. You park your ship there, you pull it down. Your ship now is stored here. And your crew, if they get bored, can go shoot some hoops. They thought of everything with that. Absolutely everything. There's even a little turret right there for one of the crew members. Now, I think there is a mission that currently exists in the game where you can actually board a vessel like this. And I don't remember what it is that you have to do because I've never actually tried the mission, to be honest with you. But from my understanding, it is pretty cool where it allows you to basically fight through a vessel such as this. Almost kind of like a Die Hard type of scenario if Die Hard was really more like the hijacking of a cruise liner or something. There's some more escape pods there. All right, let's find that elevator and we're going to check out the top floor here. Oh, this is the fridge. What am I doing in the fridge? I don't want to be in the fridge. Let's just put it that way. I know I'm cool, but I am not that cool. Okay, so back up we go. Foyer, bar, dining. And eventually we will make it to the cockpit. Apparently not with this one. Okay, so we're back out here. This is the bar, so we'll head back this way. And let me see if I can locate the elevator that we're going to need to take us up to the crew level. Or actually, you know what? No, we'll just take these stairs. That should do the trick. Now, I know there's also a backup cockpit in here somewhere. I don't really feel like looking for it, but trust me when I tell you, there is a backup cockpit in here. There's also a little lounge, as you can see. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, there's another sharply dressed gentleman. Hello there, sharply dressed gentleman. And this is the nerve center. This is the cockpit. Got your spot for your avionics there. And look at how big this deck is. So you've got the planet of choice that you may be orbiting around, or maybe you're in the atmosphere and just like floating over the surface, like a true yacht. Probably would. Same types of seats as in the 600, obviously a little bit higher up, a little bit more pronounced. But yeah, as you can see, this is an absolutely gorgeous ship. Lighting, of course, really doesn't impress me. I mean, the 600 to me is the better ship when it comes to the lighting and whatnot. But for what this is, I would say it is a pretty good vessel. There's obviously still some bugs and whatnot that they're going to need to work out, they being CIG. However, I am pretty impressed by everything that I've seen on board this ship. All right, so we are just about done. Let us work our way back down. We'll go exit ship and begin the long, slow ride to the bottom. I will cut the video and I'll meet you at the front of the hall. Alrighty, folks, so that is it. That is the end of this mini series. I do want to just interject that I know that I did miss some ships. In particular, all the alien designed ships, they had those all grouped together for one day. Honestly, none of the designs really spoke to me, so I didn't really feel it was justified enough to make a video on it. But you can always check out channels such as Board Gamer if you do want to see those ships. Now, as far as the expo itself goes, the expo continues on. Even though this is the last day of new exhibitors, such as RSI and Origin, for the remaining portion of the expo up until December the 2nd, they will have terminals set up so that way you can rent all of the ships that I've been showcasing for you in the expo and more, including the alien ones, and you can fly them around for like a period of 48 hours. Don't forget the free fly is still in place. Right now, you should be seeing the pop-up down below that instructs you to basically go to the Star Citizen website, which is the Robert Space Industries website. You can go ahead and create an account. You can download the game. You can hop over to where I am, and you'll be able to check out any of the ships that you would like to check out and see if, dude, do you mind? I am doing. Really? Really? You are just messing me up here. And you know what? I'm not even going to cut this out of the video. I'm just going to move to a different spot. Dang. Rude. So yeah, like I was trying to say, you can basically check out any of the ships that are available for you in this expo. All right. But with all of that having been said, I have to say I really did enjoy this expo. This is my first time actually checking out the full thing, even though I did get credited with a best in show ship from last year's expo. I really did not have the time to go through and really do what I did here with these series of videos that I've been showing you. I know they've been a little bit long, and I am definitely a little bit long-winded, but I kind of like to give you that in-depth look at everything. And more importantly, I also wanted to be able to show off that I can use this thing in VR. So just to remind you on that, I have been using Vorpx for this. And honestly, I think that it is one of the best ways to experience Star Citizen currently, at least until Star Citizen actually has, true VR. All right, so I am here in the train station and I need to figure out which way I am going to go. I guess I can probably take this train here. Hopefully I can catch it. Don't close the doors on me yet! Okay, we made it. Whew. I think this one is going to the Aspire Grand, which is the apartment complex. I'm not sure I should have gotten on board. Whew. Okay, something wonky with that light. Alright, but that will just about do it for me. So, thank you as always for watching. This has been BelGeode. I have been playing Star Citizen and showing you the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2950, which took place on November the 20th through till December the 2nd of 2020. And if you enjoy what you have seen in the last 5 or so episodes, please feel free to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I will be back at some point in time with some more video goodness. I can't guarantee that it will be Star Citizen, but it may be my usual stuff. So, until we see each other again, once again, I want to thank you, and I will talk to you all really soon. Ciao!